Laker fans, how we doing? My name is Sammy Long here with Hoops Talk. Playoff basketball's upon us. 5:30 Saturday night, Lakers Nuggets. Can't wait. I mean, last year the Lakers got swept. We all know this, but all those games were close, and I really think the Lakers got a real shot to win the series. And I believe the key is D'Angelo Russell. So this is a little preview episode today. We're just doing a specific special episode talking about D'Angelo Russell and what he means to this team. We'll have more content throughout the week, but as of right now, this is what we're doing today. I'm going to get into his past stats against the Denver Nuggets. I'm going to talk about who will Michael Malone have guard D'Angelo Russell, and then what happens if D'Lo doesn't play well. What adjustments does Ham make? What happens there? We'll get into that a little bit, but his past stats, against the Nuggets, it's been well documented. Really struggled last year in the Western Conference Finals. 8 in the first game, 8 points, 26 minutes, 4 of 11 from the field. Game 2, 10 points, 33 minutes, 3 of 8 from the field. Game 3 had a really rough go, 3 points, 20 minutes, 1 of 8 from the field. And then game 4, 4 points, 15 minutes, and 2 of 4 from the field. So it was a tough series for him. D'Lo is kind of the scapegoat, but he did not play well. But a lot of that team did not play well. I mean, outside of Austin Reeves and LeBron, I don't really know that anyone played well in the series last year. I mean, and I also got to think, people forget D'Lo got traded to the Lakers halfway through last year, and when he got here, LeBron was hurt, other guys were hurt. There was a lot of injuries in and out of the lineup. The Lakers were really facing an uphill battle. Last year, they did a little bit this year, but last year, I mean, they were playing playoff basketball a month or 2 months before they even got to the playoffs. I think it just wore out, and it was not the time having to go through the play-in and then the Grizzlies and then the Warriors to then get the best team in the NBA, it was just a lot to ask. It was a lot. Denver was sweeping everyone. They were getting a lot of rest. The Lakers weren't, and there wasn't a lot of cohesion, I think, and it kind of the weaknesses really kind of came out in that Western Conference Finals, but D'Lo's been a special player this year. I mean, he's been great. Lately, he's been unbelievable. I mean, the play-in alone, he had 21 points, 7 of 14 from the field, 5 of 11 from 3, and 6 assists. I mean, let's not forget that, that game, the Tuesday game, the Lakers were really sleepwalking. I mean, I was watching the game. I was like, there's lack of energy, especially for a playing game, kicking off the playoffs. Not a lot of energy. Guys were sleepwalking through it. D'Lo was the only guy bringing it. I mean, he hit the first 3, started talking mess to the crowd. The Jose Alvarado scuffle where he and him got into it, and the double tech, which was complete BS. That should have been just on Alvarado. But then, when that happened, he kind of became public enemy number 1 of the Pelicans fans. So they were talking to him all game. He was talking back. When he hit the corner 3 at the end of the game, he was pointing to his spot, turned around to the bench of the Pelicans, was just chirping. I loved it. That's the kind of energy the Lakers need. That's how you go into a Denver and win. The rest of the Lakers were just kind of sleepwalking, and I didn't like that, especially going in this Denver series. This crowd's going to be rocking. I mean, these are two teams that do not like each other. The Lakers don't like the Nuggets, and the Nuggets don't like the Lakers. Lots been said in the media. Michael Malone saying the Nuggets are the Lakers' daddy. LeBron responding with, we'll see you again soon, and kind of know your role. It's going to be fun. I mean, there's been a lot of back and forth. I would be shocked if D'Lo plays again like he did last year in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, there's no evidence to suggest that he would just fall off a cliff, and he just seems like a totally different player. He seems comfortable. Ever since the trade deadline, he was in every single trade deadline rumor before then. And, it's tough to be playing great basketball when your name's getting talked about getting shipped to any NBA team, and it was DeJounte Murray coming in, other guys like that. And ever since, he's just really relaxing his role. When he got benched earlier in the year, then just was on a tear, and people were wondering, will this stop after the trade deadline, knowing he's secure? And he's really just kept it going. And like I mentioned, really brought the energy against the Pelicans, which was lacking there before. In his games against the Nuggets this year, he played in 2 of them. Game 1 was the first game of the year. He had 11 points, 4 of 12 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3-point. Game 2, he didn't play. He was sick. Game 3, he had 17 points, 13.5. 6 of 13 shooting, and 2 of 7 from the 3. That game, we really, again, as mentioned, 13.5, was playing excellent early. Only had 4 in the second half, but he did get benched with 7 minutes to go in that game. Darvin Ham took a lot of heat. I remember Allen talking about the postgame show. I was frustrated with it. A lot of Laker fans were. I mean, the Nuggets were coming back, and you had Reddish and guys out there. And, they were scoring, getting whatever they want. And we know D'Lo doesn't play the greatest defense, but you're just sitting your third best scorer on the bench with 7 minutes to go in the game, and he doesn't see it again. Very, very. I didn't like the decision making from Ham, especially as I mentioned when the defense isn't getting stops. It's one thing if you have a defensive lineup out there, you're like, we're going to lock in defensively. When they're not getting stops, then might as well have a guy who can go shot for shot with them, out there on the floor. So, last game was a little encouraging. The first half was encouraging. I think if he would have got to play more in that fourth quarter, he would have had better stats. But, this is revenge. It's revenge plots written all over it. I mean, LeBron getting, lots been said about him in this series. Michael Malone, again, talking a lot about LeBron, everyone. D'Lo, I mean, people were so down on D'Lo, they wanted him off the team after that series. I mean, this you talk about a chance to avenge everything, and he's got it right in front of him. Looking at who will the Nuggets guard put on D'Angelo Russell, it's looking like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. We know him very well, obviously, former Laker, very good player. One thing about KCP, he's just cool, just getting, he doesn't need the ball a lot. He's cool hanging in the 8 to 12-point range, and he just plays great defense. And that's kind of what he was with the Lakers. He probably had a little bit bigger role in the Lakers in terms of scoring, but hit threes and play defense. So he's going to be guarding D'Angelo Russell. And the key is he's going to make D'Lo work. But if you look at all the previous Nuggets-Lakers games, the first 3 quarters, it's been Michael Porter Jr., Bruce Brown in last year's Western Conference Finals. I mean, Aaron Gordon, KCP. These are the guys that have been really getting off at the first 3 quarters. And then Murray takes over. Then Jokic takes over in the fourth, where, it's like they're kind of like almost actively resting throughout the game. They're not, pulling everything out of the bag early. Whereas the Lakers last year in the Western Conference Finals, it was like LeBron and was doing everything. And Reeves actually, AD wasn't actually playing that great. But, D'Angelo Russell can be the Michael Porter Jr. of the Lakers. He can be the guy that's D'Angelo Russell. You're hard-pressed to find a lot of guys that are better offensively than D'Angelo Russell. Again, we know the defensive woes, and that keeps him maybe back as talked about as like an elite caliber player. But, I mean, he's got one of the smoothest strokes in basketball. He's an excellent scorer. He's the kind of guy as a third scorer that can be the Michael Porter Jr., can be the guy that the Nuggets are like, damn, I mean, this isn't working. We got to send guys over to D'Lo, and it opened in, if Reeves is contributing, Rui, Gabe Vincent, Dinwiddie, and guys like that, then it opens up for LeBron AD to eat in the fourth quarter. And especially if these guys can carry it the first 3 quarters and kind of let it be a 2-man game in the fourth, that's really where I think the Lakers have a big can match Denver, where a lot of teams in the Western Conference just can't. I saw a stat about the Lakers. The average loss between the Lakers and the Nuggets the past couple of years have been like 4 to 5 points. The rest of the Western Conference is like 10 to 12. So the Lakers do something right. They play this team tough, but it's about closing out games. And I think with D'Angelo Russell scoring in the low 20s, they can do that. I mean, him scoring in the teens, Reeves scoring in the teens, that just can't happen. They got to match Murray and these guys' production. Because we know AD is going to go off. We know LeBron's going to go off. And we know Jokic and Murray are going to go off. But you got to have guys match that. And I really believe he can. Heading into, what happens if D'Lo doesn't play well? What happens if game 1, D'Lo has a rough go early on in the game, not hitting shots? The crowd's going to be chirping him every time he doesn't get a shot. He's really under the microscope because everyone's looking to see how he's going to play. It's crucial, in my opinion, that Darvin Ham does not take him out. If you want to take him out and put in Gabe Vincent, give him some rest, because Gabe Vincent deserves time. He's a very good player. We saw in the plan. He had 9 points, hit 3 threes, and just plays excellent defense. That's fine with me because, he can guard Murray. He's really an X factor the Lakers didn't have last year. But you can't bench him. And I don't care how bad he's playing, because if D'Lo gets benched, the Lakers aren't winning the series because they need that third scorer, and D'Lo is that guy. So Ham's got to stick with him. It's okay to pull him out for a few minutes, kind of let him get his mind right, but you got to let him shoot out of it. D'Lo has to take 15 shots a game. He can't be taking 7 shots, 8 shots in that series. I mean, he wasn't taking that many shots because he was so out of rhythm and he was just so under a microscope. I think it was getting in his head. D'Lo's got to keep firing. I don't care what the percentage is. He's got to keep firing. I think LeBron and these guys will tell you that too. It opens it up for LeBron, Anthony Davis to run an inside high-low game when D'Lo's hitting shots, Reeves is hitting shots, guys like that. And he's got to stay with him. You can't the Lakers have to play perfect basketball, but they can't be afraid of a little run by the Nuggets because they're going to win games. The Nuggets are going to go on runs. They're going to look good. And the fourth quarter is key. That's where the Lakers got to be calm and have the veteran leadership of that team. You know, there's a lot of veterans, AD, LeBron, obviously, and D'Lo and Reeves, guys like that. They got to stay calm because if they're up 6 going in the fourth quarter, and if it's the mentality of we're kind of waiting for the dominoes to fall. Oh, is Denver gonna hit that shot? Are they gonna get right into it and go on the run, which has happened a lot of times, and they end up winning by 5-6 points? The Lakers got to stay calm and respond. And I think it starts with D'Angelo Russell keeping shooting and just keeping active because he really can be a superstar. And I'm just excited for the game. I can't wait. I think D'Lo's going to play great. I think this is his kind of revenge arc. And if it is, you heard it here first. So thank you guys. As I mentioned, we're going to have more content posted up throughout the week. Obviously, Alan will be on the postgame show Saturday night. I'll be doing comments and just can't wait. Playoff basketball. Let's go Lakers. Let's go get them Nuggets. Appreciate it, guys.